This episode is sponsored by State Farm. Choices are great. Like with your podcasts, you get to choose what you want to listen to. And State Farm believes insurance should work the same way. That's why the State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you get the coverage you want at an affordable price and a policy that helps cover what you value most. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com today to create your State Farm Personal Price Plan. Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
Reese's peanut butter cups are the greatest, but let me play devil's advocate here. Let's see. So, no, that's a good thing. That's definitely not a problem. Reese's, you did it. You stumped this charming devil.
Honest, passionate, and doesn't pull any punches. It's Palladino Joey on the Purple Mafia Show, here on thesportstuff.com. Welcome to the family here on Purple Mafia. I'm your host, Joey Awajan, or Palladino Joey, or whatever would you like to call me. I actually said it backwards this time, but it is what it is. Purple Mafia is available on thesportstuff.com and on iTunes. I thank each and every one of you always for downloading and listening to this show. And I will mention really quick, this will be a 2-segment show this time around because there's been zero, and I mean zero Viking news. And if there was Viking news, like Mike Zimmer went to Lake Mille Lacs or something, well, okay, he went to Lake Mille Lacs.
He did go to Lake Mille Lacs. He went on a sex cruise.
I hope not. They better be careful with that.
Oh, bringing Dante Culpepper back, you know what I mean?
He got his roll on, and the voice you're hearing... the voice you're hearing is...
I threw you off for your game there.
Oh, no, it's good. No, it's good. And, yeah, I mean, a lot of people, of course, if you've listened for the last few, for many years, and, of course, just even last week, Dylan Richardson is back for some January football talk, the founder and CEO, as we like to say, of thesportstuff.com, yeah.
Thank you very much, Joey, once again, for having me on. I love doing this show with you. It's fantastic. Maybe sometime I can jumpstart one of my old shows back up. But
awesome.
Till then, I'm here on Purple Mafia and ready to talk some football, Joey.
Absolutely. That's the goal. That'll be the obviously it'll be all January football. No purple, no Chicago. So still looking for a head coach over there, just like we were last year. Of course, you're from Northern Cal, but I mean, you're a Bears fan.
Yeah, ironically.
No Niners, no Raiders.
No. Raiders I can tolerate, kind of, but 49ers, they kind of screwed my Bears over most of the 80s, so, I won't say any cuss words, but, the most prominent F1, that went to them.
Mm-hmm. That's a big rivalry right there, and they're looking for a coach, ironically. Oy. Look at me throwing us out.
Yep. Both the teams are.
Mm-hmm. And one of the 4 teams that played this past weekend is going to be looking for a coach. We'll get to that shortly. That'll be when we get to Sunday. As we'll try to keep it in order for the most part, even though New England and Baltimore played before Carolina and Seattle, we like to get the really crappy, low-quality stuff out of the way first because it's a good idea to do that. Yep.
So the crappy low quality we're talking about Carolina Panthers against Seattle Seahawks.
Yep.
Now, first off, the first half was kind of interesting.
It was.
I was like, this is way too close right here. Mm-hmm. Way too close. I'm like, man. Wonder if Seattle's going to choke here, and then the second half happened.
Yeah.
Well, namely the fourth quarter.
It was just like it was a tidal wave. It was the clouds making keep trapping the noise in the stadium, whatever like to say, like one of those goofy urban legends they have there with the Seahawks back when they didn't have much of a good team, but they do now, unfortunately. It was similar to those uber low scoring games that Carolina and Seattle had, but unfortunately for the Carolina Panthers, what team won every single one of those low-scoring, super close games? What team won all of them? The same team that won this past weekend, and that's the Seattle Sea Chickens, as everybody likes to call them, and Sea Hags or whatever the heck like to come up with, some video game like monster name or whatever. 31-17. It was close, and the funny part is the close part, though, it was just boring, and it was boring in my opinion.
Kind of like what we talked about. We're like, oh, this is a snoozer.
Yeah, and it really was. Like, the close game was boring because nobody was scoring, and it wasn't that fun to watch. I mean, Carolina's got a future in the league. I'm not sure how great it's going to be. Seattle, well, I don't think anybody likes to go in that stadium right now. Nobody wants to go there, do they?
No.
I'm not going to try to show my hand or anything, what's coming up, but yeah, well,
Yeah.
That's a tough place to play. San Francisco was so close last year. That would have been the feat of legends, and they would have deserved to have won the Super Bowl last year, but Mr. Big Mouth shut down the lesser of Mr. Big Mouth. Damn it.
Yeah.
What's real funny though, Carolina led the time of possession by almost 9 minutes, that's kind of hilarious. They even had more first downs, but at the end of the day, what this tells me is Seattle was just kind of like, yeah, we'll probably win, it'll be okay. It's almost like it reeked of that. Like they were just waiting to step on the gas pedal, and they did, and they scored all their points like late in the game, and there were breakdowns, and I don't know what else really to say about this one. It was just a easy game for Seattle, very efficient. Russell Wilson, kind of like a athletic Troy Aikman, I guess you could say. Extremely accurate, extremely efficient, right?
An athletic Troy Aikman. A non-concussion getting athletic, get out of the pocket Troy Aikman. Minus a few Super Bowl rings, but yeah.
Yep, he's working on it, unfortunately. Pray to God, because you can probably tell, a lot of people can tell, like, just, I don't know. I hate to see these teams just pop up out of nowhere and then they're uber good, and then it's just that's how it goes. They got the right coach and all that. Well.
Are you bitter?
Yeah, I don't like them. And they take all our players. Which one?
Oh, I'm a little bitter too.
It's hard not to be.
Yeah.
Every time the Vikings went there, it was always like 34-3, even when both of the teams sucked. It was like, oh, I hate that freaking team. So it's like, it's pinned up hatred. I liked him when Moon was there, just because it was interesting to see Moon at like 42, like chucking him. Oh, there I go again.
Yeah, huh?
You know what I'm already doing?
You're already flashing back.
Yep. Yeah, Seattle's had a million Vikings. It's Vikings Northwest. So Vikings Northwest is going to be, hosting the NFC Championship game next week. Not really much else I want to say other than Newton. Well, he looked good early. He looked adequate, and then it just kind of fell apart. He turned the ball over 3 times in the game. You're not going to win a game like that. Not in Seattle. No way, Jose.
Hey, so there was a post on Facebook, and I can't remember who posted, but I remember that I posted to it. It was on the Purple Mafia. I believe it's on the Purple Mafia, right? Something about everyone was like, T-Jax has got a Super Bowl ring. Okay. I followed T-Jax for riding the pine, right? And I think I compared T-Jax to not being as good as Dave Craig.
Yep. Oh, that's true.
I was in one of those smart-ass moods that night, so... sorry, no.
Yeah, Dave Craig, yeah. I actually like Dave Craig a little bit, but T-Jack's not even close to him. He's not. I loved him on
I loved him on Bloopers and Follies. It was fantastic watching him pass the ball backwards.
Yep, and then he's one of the great fumblers. Yeah, yep.
No one's even there. No one even touched him, and he's throwing it backwards. Sorry, you started. You started talking about Warren Moon.
Joey did it.
That's what it was.
Joey did.
Anyways, we better move along, or else we're going to start talking about Kurt Warner and Steve Largent.
Yep, and that's the funniest part. The name Kurt Warner. I always get a kick out of that. How obviously years later, Arizona quarterback, and there I go again. But I always just get a kick out of it. It's the exact name,
Exactly right.
It's kind of weird, but yeah.
I know. I always found which Kurt Warner. Which one are you talking about?
The quarterback.
The great one, the one that's gonna. The one that's going to go to the Hall of Fame? Yeah. Which one? Yeah.
Hopefully the Arizona one, right?
You know, the guy that's got records, like team records and stuff? Yeah. Which one?
Mm-hmm. The other birds, the red ones. But yeah.
Yeah, plays for that bird team, which one? Yeah, which one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of... But no, ultimately Seattle just coasted in this one. Carolina, you just knew the whole time who was going to win, so it's almost like whatever. It's like not a game a lot of people really, unless you're a gigantic Seahawks fan or like praying to God like Carolina is going to win if you're a Panther fan, a lot of people probably, they just feigned interest during the course of the game, and I would include just about everybody at this point in time. So now we'll slide into the much better game on Saturday that took place before it.
Just one last thing before we move on. Mm-hmm. Let's just say this. Saints fans were happy.
Yeah.
And we'll move on.
Mm-hmm. They probably are, yeah. Mm. Yeah, they're probably pissed off. But yeah, the game of destiny. The game of destiny. And I was such an idiot last week that I kept saying I have a huge take coming into this game. I have a huge take coming into this game. And I didn't say it. And obviously I'm hanging on to that take without a doubt. The winner of this game. I didn't even say it because I was so excited about everything else. I just skipped it. I don't know what the hell happened. Mm. But the winner of this game, because every year there's always that there's always that matchup in the second round. The matchup of destiny. Green Bay and New York years ago in 2011. The winner of that game was going to win the Super Bowl, in my opinion. And, the winner of that game won the Super Bowl. The winner of Baltimore and Tennessee won the Super Bowl way back in 2000. And the winner of, I'll just leave that alone. Enough of that. The winner of this game is going to win the Super Bowl. Yeah. If Baltimore beat the New England Patriots, I think they would have won the whole thing. Honest to God, they were, there's something about Joe Cool, as they call him, Joe Flacco. He is just, he could have like the most mediocre regular season, but then it's just like the light bulbs turn on, and the guy is unbelievable in the postseason.
Right?
Isn't he, though?
Yeah. 4 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Flacco passes for 4 touchdowns and loses a game.
And that tells you there's something very special about this Patriots team. This is it. Yep. Put the Patriots down 14-0, and then down 28-14. It was just waves and waves of Baltimore dominance in this one. But Tom Brady and the New England Patriots, despite the fact the defense was giving up more than I expected, but I suppose, again, it's Joe Flacco's, home run ability, so to speak, in the postseason that was able to do that. This was the team New England needed to survive to not only get to the Super Bowl, but you know what? The Super Bowl is not played in Seattle, so yeah. This is it. I do believe the winner of this game is going to win the Super Bowl, and the Patriots, just the survival, the ability of Tom Brady to, he got away from a pass rush that was getting to him, despite the fact there's no Ray Lewis anymore and there's no Ed Reed to force him interceptions, or who knows, force Tom Brady to throw the ball away or have to take a sack, something like that. It made Baltimore slightly more beatable, obviously, and the fact that Tom Brady was able to rush up the middle, that's a good sign as well. That was awesome, seeing him run up for that first touchdown of the game. It's like, wait a minute, there really is something about this version of the Patriots that I think they're ready for it, and I don't think they're afraid of anyone. Not that they should be, but teams like the Giants seem to scare them. Teams like Baltimore seem to always overcome and beat them. But to me, the fact that they were able to survive this game, it says a whole lot. And yeah, look at me getting way ahead here. Way ahead. I'm just screwing up the whole thing. So I'll get off of that. This was a really well played game by both teams, though, wasn't it? Mm-hmm.
I think so. It was back and forth type, and for the first time in a long time, they've got a healthy tight end and Gronk there. And you know what I love watching?
Mm-hmm.
Is watching the play of Danny Amendola. Yep. Ever since, I think it was it Hard Knocks, the Jets?
Mm-hmm.
I've been rooting for this guy because, God, every time he reminded me of like the new Fandango version of Don Beebe, like this super fast short guy that can just like really, he tries hard, he's got emotion, and that's what this Danny Amendola guy is like. He so reminds me of Don Beebe, like no stop. And the guy's got a motor, and I'd been rooting for him ever since he got picked up by the Patriots. And I was like, oh, thank God someone picked him up, because he was just going to kill his career, and with the Jets, he wasn't going to get a chance. And fortunately enough, there was an injury. Amendola stepped up, and I remember watching SportsCenter when they talked about his first touchdown. He got in the end zone. I actually stood up and did a fist bump and said, "Yeah."
Well, I like that. I like it. Yeah, I mean, the Patriots, they just, they pick the right people. I mean, they lose people and then they pick up the right people, don't they?
And it's so weird. Like, it's like these people, it's like these role players that they'll pick off from other teams that they still see, we can have some use with this guy. We can fit this guy in. It's like Kevin Falk played for them for like centuries, it seemed like. How long is he going to play?
My goodness. Kevin Falk played for like eternity, didn't he?
Yeah, it seemed like he played like a decade and a half with the Patriots, it seemed like. I remember watching him catch a pass. I'm like, that guy's still playing?
Yeah, it's just nuts. And again, that's a running back. We all talk about running backs getting to age 30 is like a brick wall. That guy, I don't know. He played over 10 years.
he was like the Vinny Testaverde of running backs, man.
Yeah, it's like, he's still there. Are you serious?
Are you really? He's on the roster?
Yeah, that's weird.
What? Oh, jeez. So even without having like any investment as far as like liking a team or whatever, I have the investment of rooting for Danny there, because first off, I kind of like underdogs. Yeah. And second off, I like to see someone like rise from the ashes like this guy has from nothing. I mean, he's 5 foot nothing.
Yeah.
He's 100 nothing pounds. I mean, he's like the Rudy Rudiger of goddamn NFL football.
Yeah. He is.
I love that. I love when things that shouldn't succeed. Dave Meggett,
Oh,
things like that.
Yep.
I love seeing like someone that's small and really undersized kick some serious ass, like Steve Smith.
Yep, that's another one.
You can't do it, and then they prove them wrong. I love that. There's nothing better in this world than having someone say you can't, and then seeing them do. I love it.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic, and especially if they're on a part of a team that can go all the way. So, I mean, it just makes it that much sweeter, doesn't it?
It does. I just love it. I just love it. I love football.
Oh yeah, and the fact that
I can't get enough.
Oh yeah, and the fact that Rob Gronkowski this time around is healthy is another reason this Patriots team looks like, this is why they're able to survive a game like this. I mean, Rob Gronkowski is a superstar when he's healthy, and he's not, to focus more on where's the party or where's the ice bath or whatever, type of deal. He is, man, he's a hell of a tight end. Oh, it's like I almost forgot how good he is, when it comes to how long
he's injured all the time.
Yeah,
that's why.
Exactly. He's the Nikola Pekovic of football. Okay, Nikola Pekovic. You're like, who's that again?
I know it's something to do with hockey.
It's the Timberwolves. He's their starting center that he's just injured 24/7. But no, when he's healthy, he's good. But then Gronkowski's even better. So much better as a football player than Pekovic will ever be as a basketball player. So maybe that wasn't a good comparison.
I forgot the Vitches are in basketball. The Skis are in hockey. My bad.
Yep. Yeah, it can be. Frank Brickhouse.
Stojakovic.
Yep. Stojakovic.
And then whatever. Skis are in hockey. My bad.
Yep, at least most of the time. Yeah, Gronkowski, though, I mean, he was dominant throughout the game. Obviously not perfect, and Julian Edelman wasn't perfect either. He missed some that I thought could have been caught, but he was above average. He's another smaller guy who's really, really, you could call him an underdog as well, can't you?
Yeah.
He's another. Well, he's I think he's like to me, I think he could become a better Wes Welker. at least like a more clutch version, and I hope he will be, because Wes Welker wasn't very clutch, and Mr. Bill Belichick liked to remind us about that one. Particularly when he wasn't that great with Denver, but he just, I don't know, maybe he's just bitter, whatever it is. He's not bitter, right? Like we always like to say, I'm not bitter.
No.
Yeah, he probably was. But, yeah, I mean, the Patriots team's put together nicely. Now it kind of depends on how their secondary is going to respond after getting, torched a bit. Can they survive an Andrew Luck or a Russell Wilson or an Aaron Rodgers, depending on who they potentially could meet up with in the next week or 2 or 3, whatever it's called. Ultimately with, the rest of the postseason, can they step it up and be better? Because if they can, the sky's the limit for this club. New England Patriots look unbelievable. And I couldn't be happier personally. As much as I like Baltimore, I like them a lot, but I like the Patriots more. Always have, always will. Yes. And I've been a closet fan of Baltimore for a long time because of how clutch they are. Man, it was so enjoyable to watch this one. I just love the poise that Brady has, because, I mean, that was the one thing that at times seemed to be his weakness, is when people are rushing him. It's just like he's not quite the same, like how the Giants seem to take him down and the Ravens, but this time around it was different. That's the vibe I'm getting. So with that, shall we move on to Sunday? Sunday. Who's the guy that says that all the time? Was that
I think it's just
I know it. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, who was it?
I'm pretty sure it's Matt Ryan. You know how they do the and I know I'm probably throwing you off, like, what the hell? Yeah, you know how they have those, what do they call them, dummy calls or whatever? When they're like, when they're calling plays at the line.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they have those dummy calls just to throw everyone up.
Razor.
Yep. Just like New York Bozo was Aaron Rodgers last week. He used the New York Bozo as one of them. Yeah. and Peyton Manning does the Omaha.
Omaha.
It's like, all right, Omaha.
You must really like their steaks.
Oh yeah. But I thought he liked chicken parm though. Okay, sorry.
Chicken parm, you smell so good. Well, he'll have plenty of time to do lots of commercials in the off season because his ass lost once again.
Did we pick it?
Again.
Did we pick it, Dylan?
Yeah.
Did we pick it?
Here's the thing.
Yep.
When is everyone going to get, everyone needs to get hip to this train. He is the greatest. Okay, Peyton Manning is the greatest regular season quarterback. When it comes to the playoffs, there is nothing.
Yeah, I mean, seriously.
It gives me such joy. It gives me I'm such a jerk, but it gives me such joy to see this loss. I'm like, I told you, the dude is a choke artist. He's a choke artist. He won the one. Okay, good. And that was kind of the NFL's way of saying, thank you, you and your brother. Thanks, Manning. We love you. We're going to put you on Sunday Night Football as long as you live. So, fantastic regular season, Denver Broncos. But here's the thing, Peyton Manning. Winners play off, losers go home. Now prepare for the draft and hire a new head coach. I don't know if Peyton Manning will be back next year. You missed your window.
It's crazy, yeah. It closed. I mean, John Fox and John Elway, we'll say, because he's the, he's like the main football guy in Denver over the past, probably 4 years now.
Just because you look like the logo doesn't mean you should be a GM, but whatever.
Pretty much. Yep, the bucktooth.
Or whatever, the VP of whatever figurehead bullshit.
Yep. I mean, with all that, though, I'm going to admit, right now, Denver, I don't really have much emotional attachment to them at all. But when Elway was the quarterback, I really did like them, though. And Terrell Davis. God, I love that team. Oh, you're like, Joey, that makes one of us.
TD was good. TD, he was kind of like an old school throwback. So I give props, and it was cool the way that they did it. They won 2 in a row. Elway retired, never looked back. Never was on a flight to go see the Jets and never on a flight to go see the Vikings and
or like another division, or maybe the Raiders or so, like a division rival thing, right?
I don't know if I'm retired yet. I don't know.
Yep.
I'm not picking on anyone, but
yeah.
But at least he never looked back. So that I can that and Terrell Davis was pretty cool. There's that famous scene where they always show that, and this shit would never happen in today's NFL, where Terrell Davis said he couldn't even see straight, and they sent his ass back out there on the field because they're like, they're never going to believe it's going to be a run unless you're out there.
Mm-hmm.
And Terrell said that he was dizzy and couldn't see straight.
Man, yeah, the migraines. Yep.
Imagine that today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's not going to happen.
It'd be like
right,
a
Percy
lawsuit,
Harvin?
wouldn't it? Yeah.
It's not going to happen, right, Percy Harvin? You miss half the season because of headaches.
Oh, that
Anyways.
guy. Ugh. Yep, I'm so glad he's not going to be in the Super Bowl this time. That SOB. What? I would have been so irate if he got the Super Bowl MVP last year, playing 2 games for the Seahawks and gets the MVP. Oh, I would like to get a sledgehammer to something. I'm sure a lot of Bronco fans are feeling the same because when they saw Manning come out flat, or should we say fluttering, at least that's the football coming out of his hand. You could just kind of feel it real early. You could tell Indianapolis was just better. They were just better. The defenses were probably about the same. The quarterbacks were different, though. I mean, Luck looks, obviously he looks the part. He looks like what he's supposed to be. He wasn't perfect. Obviously, he had interceptions. Denver's defense is very good. Very, very good. But Andrew Luck overcame it. That's the difference, where Peyton Manning just wasn't that great. He wasn't real accurate. Some of the play selection late in that game was like, what the hell? Like, why don't you just hold up the red? I mean, why don't you just hoist the white flag? I mean, they did absolutely nothing late in this game. Nothing.
Well, just like we had talked about in the last episode of Purple Mafia, it's all about adversity, and you're going to have adversity. It's about how you overcome it.
Mm-hmm.
Indianapolis Colts,
yeah, good on.
Were able to overcome it.
Yeah, good on Luck to win a playoff game on the road, regardless if it's against a choking quarterback or not. It's still, and what's really funny, just to say this real quick, is sometimes, I listen to podcasts, like local radio, because I don't really listen to it live, because, I don't know, because that way I can listen to radio faster by fast forwarding through the mush, because there's a lot of junk, and then there's the good stuff, the interesting stuff. Exactly. Every one of them picked Denver, and they're like,
of course they did.
Every one of the people here.
You want to know why, Joey? They are sheep. That's why, and they don't. They look at the regular season.
Yeah.
You have to look at his playoff record. It is horrid.
Yeah,
he might be 500. He might be 500 going to 2 Super Bowls. Okay, 2 Super Bowls. Yeah. He might be 500.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say he's like 20. I don't even know.
You know what's funny? He's below. He's 10-12.
Is he?
After this loss, 10-12, because he was 10-11 going into the game.
Yeah, makes that sounds about right.
That's bad. That's bad. I mean, if you're a legend, that's pretty bad.
Well, I'm sure he'll make the Hall of Fame first ballot. I mean, he is a fantastic regular season quarterback. Mm-hmm. It's just the playoffs. Now you got to think too is that one of those years they went 3-0.
Yep.
And they won 2006. Mm-hmm. So you take that year out of there.
Wow.
That's a really bad playoff record. And here's the thing: it's followed him throughout his whole entire career. Mm-hmm. There's just something. It's that it factor that it just don't work.
Yeah, it didn't add up to January. Plus the fact they'd often ran into what at the time was a dynasty of the Patriots too. And if you're gonna be a great playoff quarterback, you help prevent that team from being one. And the Colts could not overcome that either. I still remember the look too. This is like 10 years ago, whatever it was, like 04-ish, when the Patriots beat the Colts again in the AFC Championship game, and Peyton Manning. It was time after time. He's just, after the interception he threw, he's just holding up his hands like, what? What? Are you kidding me?
It happened again.
Yep. He just could not get over it. Like, what the hell? And I don't blame him for that. But, I mean, I'm sure a lot of the fans were thinking that. You know what I mean? I don't blame him for being shocked, per se. But I'm sure a lot of the fans are thinking again, like, I can't believe it again, because the Patriots just knew where he was going to go, and well, it was what it was. It was what it was. And then when Brady threw that interception in 2006 and they acted like, ha, 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 ha. And I was like, oh, you sons of, Yeah, you got one, you SOBs. So, I'm bitter too. I'm bitter too about 2006 because you know who I was cheering for in that game. 199%. I was cheering for the Patriots in that game. But, shock of the decade there. Lots of history with Peyton Manning. There are lots of silly commercials and some of them better than others. Cut that meat and make it a Buick, all that good stuff. Those Buick commercials.
The Oreo one.
Oreo. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yep.
The Oreo one, him and his brother, the Dipathon or whatever they call it. I don't know.
Better pizza and better football. No, okay, sorry. He's like in 99 commercials.
99 commercials, but a Super Bowl ring ain't one.
Yep.
Boom!
Yep. Yep, absolutely. And the Colts, see, a lot of people, the take they kept coming in was they had no running game. And it's like, no, they don't, but again, they forgot that one major factor. The running game is important, without a doubt. And actually, Daniel Herron. 2.7 a carry is not good, but at least he got in. His long of the day, 8 yards. 8. Ocho. Well, that's his long. That's his long, yeah.
Well.
But he got in the end zone. Hey, points are points, and no fumbles lost. Peyton Manning, no fumbles lost. No. The Colts. This will at least get them that next step. They're kind of they're kind of like the new one. I think I kind of getting that vibe about them too. They're kind of the new one, but we'll talk about that soon. They're kind of like the new Ravens.
Okay.
Ravens. Kind of. They're headed there. But remember how the Ravens took the step here, step there, step.
Yeah.
But there was always an end to it until finally there was the year where it was the championship round. Yeah, well, this is the next step because the first year they lost in the first round, then they got to the second, then they got to the third. There, I'm showing my hand again. Dylan's like, I call.
I know what you're doing.
Yep, I think you do.
I know.
Yep. Anything else you'd like to say on this one before we head to our feature presentation?
No, I think we pretty well covered how I feel about that.
That was a fun game. I mean, not a fun game, but fun to review. That was a fun review. I enjoyed it, and lots of conversation.
Mostly because I get to spew hatred, right?
Yep. Oh yeah. I mean, two very well coached teams. One final take, I guess we could say, we talked about kind of in and out. John Fox, he's gone. Yeah. What are they going to do now? I have no idea.
Once again, Peyton Manning forces a coach to quit.
Isn't that crazy?
Sorry. Oh, my goodness. Oh, okay. Stop laughing. Okay, I'm done laughing for now.
Oh, boy. But, I guess, as Elway says about Fox, we disagreed how to get to the next level, but... All right.
Yeah. Disagreed how to get to the next level? I mean... No, No.
I don't know what to say about that one, other than,
You can't coach Peyton Manning winning a playoff game. He just...
Yeah. You could be the best coach in the world, but if he's not a,
Yeah, geez. I mean, unless you just put another quarterback in, I just don't... Anyways.
Yeah, I mean, let's just...
Okay, I digress.
Oh, yeah. I'll say the one final millisecond take. Just imagine if Joe Flacco was the quarterback of the Broncos tomorrow. That would be a very, very interesting situation in Denver right there. Just saying. And at least in December. But, they probably wouldn't be 13-3 or 12-4, but they'd be 10-6 at least, and then bombs away. But anyhow... Our feature presentation, we've teased to it enough. Our feature presentation, Dallas, Green Bay. Dallas, Green Bay. God dang it.
Son of a Beatrice.
I feel so bad for Tony Romo. I mean, he was awesome in this game. I mean, talk about a guy he's had the bad reputation, the Peyton Manning reputation as well. But we can't say he choked in this game because he played his ass off in this game.
Yes, he did. He did. And he played with fire and passion. And damn it, I hated watching this loss. It was so frustrating for me.
It was.
Green Bay Packers. Here we go to another damn NFC Championship game. You sorry bastards.
Boo! Yep.
Exactly.
Boo.
Exactly.
Oh, I hate it. And yes, Rodgers, what a hero. I know. I mean, I'm glad he still did well. I mean, it's the Rodgers, it's the same Rodgers, and last year he had the, what do they call that? The collarbone injury as well. Luckily, he ran into the Niners who, well, he's their bitch. Isn't he, though? Yep. I love that, but now that's over. Damn it. That pisses me off. That that's over. You could always count on San Francisco to, knock them out.
Just so many things were going right for Dallas, and it just folded in the end, damn it. They had the run game rolling. It was going good. Murray got over 100 yards, averaged almost 5 yards a carry, he got a touchdown. Everything was going, I thought was going all right, well, here we go. They're going to win. They're going to pull it out of their hat. Yeah. And they just ran out of gas.
Yeah, that fumble didn't help either, Murray's fumble. It was costly. It was around the middle of the field, and that was a momentum changer, and I love all the Packer fans. The way... You know how teams cheer when things go their way, like a call or a touchdown or a first down or a flick of the wrist, whatever the hell it is? There's just the way they go about it. You just want to throw a brick at the TV set every time you hear them.
It's sickening, isn't it? It makes you sick, sick to your stomach, like you want to puke right in their face.
Yeah, they're so...
Especially...
Yeah, they're just...
Especially when it has to do with the damn Packers.
Yeah, they're so cocky and obnoxious about it, their fan base. They're just different, They just have... you can just feel the showing off. They're more like laughing when they're cheering, not just cheering. Oh, I hate that team. And I know that's kind of weird. So, I know it's kind of...
It was a good game, though. It was definitely... Put aside the New England game. This game was a close second to it. 2 weeks in a row, the Dallas Cowboy game was the interesting game of the week. God, I just wish that they would have pulled it off. I so bad. Okay, now for the longest time, I never wanted to root for the Cowboys, but after so many years of this is going to be our year, this is going to be, it, and them failing, and I am an underdog fan. Yeah. I really wanted to see them do well this year.
And boy, they were.
And their window is really closing. You want to talk about the Denver Broncos window closing. Their window is closing quite quickly as well.
Yeah, it's so sad. And Romo's the kind of guy he's the kind of guy, he doesn't give you this vibe like, he's an ass, where Rodgers can. Rodgers can give you that vibe, and so many others can. Romo, he just seems like, and I know you don't want to just cheer for nice guys, he just seems classy to me. I mean, without a doubt.
I've always liked Tony Romo, even when he's gone to, where was it? He went someplace to Mexico with what's her name? What's her
Simpson.
name? Played.
No.
Yeah, was it Ashley or what's
Jessica?
Jessica.
Yep. Boo. No.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that too. Yeah.
Wouldn't. Like your girlfriend is saying, "Hey, you have a week off. Let's go to vacation time." Like you wouldn't do it?
Yeah.
Come on. Come on now, buddy. But anyways, I've always liked the guy. I've rooted for him, but it just seemed like for the longest time, this is the first time that they could win a game in December.
Yeah.
And it was continuing into January. Yep. And I was like, oh, wow, this could be Cowboys' year. Damn it.
Yeah, it reeked. They were good. They stayed good. And then they overcame a unbelievable surge by the Detroit Lions. Their defensive line was destroying Romo the whole game. They were scoring too. The Lions took a pretty sizable lead in the game, and the Cowboys overcame it. And then you go to the undefeated on the road deal, despite, surviving like an early drive by Green Bay that got the job done, got them ahead early. Dallas responding the way they did and staying on it the whole way. You just got the vibe things were going to be good. Only 19 attempts by Romo. It's crazy thinking about that, like how little time, or little amount of times Romo even got to pass in the game. But, hey, I mean, the efficiency just off the charts, almost 80%, basically 79% quarterback rating, 143.6, right about 200 yards. But then there was the play of plays. There was all that. It looked like, oh my God, they did it.
Here's the thing.
The stupidest
I want to
play
say
call
something.
ever, first of all. But go ahead. Yep.
Well, I want to talk about this.
Yep.
Okay, first off, that's bullshit. Okay.
Yep.
That was total bullshit,
Yep.
and people compare. Oh well, that's the same thing with Megatron against the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
I say that was bullshit too.
Yeah.
Now we need to fix this damn rule because it is bullshit. Like the whole thing with Megatron there in the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
He used the ball to push himself back up after falling down.
Yeah. That's
How many
stupid.
plays? There's like a famous play, a Dallas Cowboy play from. I don't remember when it was, 70s or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
The Super Bowl where, damn, I feel like an idiot right now, but someone caught a touchdown pass, right, and he rolls in the end zone and drops the ball in the end zone.
I almost have it, but yep. Oh,
But you know the play,
yep,
right?
Yep.
I don't know his name, but you
Yeah,
know the play.
yeah,
That
yep.
shit wouldn't count now,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I know that there's a lot of plays that wouldn't count now that counted back then, but this is dumb. Continuing the catch, making a football move, those are all judgment calls, man.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. 2 hands on the ball,
Yes. And 3.
2 feet inbounds, boom. That's a catch.
Yeah. 2.
I'm done with this, man. It's bullshit. Like
really was.
he has to maintain the catch to the ground. That's bullshit. It is a natural thing for you to try to stop yourself from pounding your face into the ground.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to take your hand off and whatever. I like the old school rule here, and this is getting to be too much. It's like too much shit.
Yeah.
It's like adding dragon fruit to fucking tea. Excuse me,
Yep.
my language. It's like, oh, we need to
I don't
add
blame
this
you.
to, this already works, right?
Mhm.
So why we have to add more crap to this thing? We don't need mango in our goddamn tea, okay? Leave our football alone. 2 hands, hands, you have control of the ball, 2 feet inbounds, catch.
Yeah. And even
That's it.
And even more to rub it even deeper, 3 steps. 3 steps to go along with
Yeah,
that.
there's so many things. Yeah, like he had a couple of steps in there. A couple of, at least, like, how can you
3.
judge that that's not a football move?
Yep.
That's all a total bullshit ruse.
Yep.
It's all it is a judgment call, and it's bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Change it.
Yes, please. Yeah, because what they did was they turned a great play into an incomplete pass. Like, are you kidding me?
That was a fantastic play. On 4th down, to have the balls to go for that play.
It was this.
Out of all the plays,
Yeah.
that one.
It
Anyway.
was the scariest play ever, considering, like you said, 4th and 1. They don't get the 4th down, or they don't convert the 4th down. The season's over, and the Packers are headed to, the Cloud Dome or whatever we want to call it.
I seriously almost bit my nails as the ball was in the air. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this shit is happening on TV right now in front of my face.
Mm-hmm.
And he came down with the ball. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah,
This is like one of those moments that, like, you remember, say if you were a kid watching this, like you remember when Jerry Rice caught that touchdown in the end zone,
Mm-hmm.
In the Super Bowl. And this is like the shit that you remember. And they took that away.
Mm-hmm.
They took that away.
Yep, they turned it into a whole lot of nothing, and that's just wrong. I think it's wrong, and yeah, I agree. They absolutely have to get rid of it. It's like they say, they take away great plays and turn them into incomplete passes because of something, whatever it is, whatever they want to call it, like Big Brother or just like, I don't know, integrity of the game, if somehow that damages it when it takes away a highlight play. Like, you'll never get to see that on a commercial someday, like a Gatorade commercial or something. You know how they do that. They show Jordan with his last shot against Byron Russell, or Montana to Dwight Clark in the end zone. They could have had Romo to Des Bryant on this one. This would have been a history-changing play.
I agree.
Yep, because they would have scored a touchdown, 90% chance. Who knows what would have happened after that? But that's the one thing. I mean, I would hope Dallas would have ran the ball after that a little bit to burn some clock, which would have been extremely wise. You don't want to give Aaron Rodgers too much time. But odds are the Cowboys would have gone on to win this one. And it's a true shame without a doubt.
And unfortunately, they didn't.
Yep. And unfortunately, they didn't. And the Packer fans let us know how much, ha, 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 basically, with their cheers with when the call was announced. Yeah. But unfortunately for them, well, you can probably get that too. Dare we slide into the previews of the conference championships, or do you have more you'd like to get off your chest on this one? The floor is yours for that if you like.
No, I think I did quite well.
Yep. I mean, everything said, too, Green Bay put a really good pass rush on Tony Romo, and he still overcame it. That's one other thing I got to say. Great pass rush.
Damn it,
yep.
But damn it.
But damn it, yeah.
My quote of the day, they did, but damn it.
But damn it.
Damn it.
Oh, without a doubt. Like a million damn it's to go with it. Oh, I feel so bad. I feel so bad. And I've never thought I would feel bad about a Cowboys loss. Especially in this town, the Cowboys are so infamous for, the Drew Pearson play. 1975, 1975. Dallas in Minnesota. It was a second round game. A lot of us call it a lot of people think it was the NFC Championship game, but it was the one before that. But 99% chance the Vikings would have won the Super Bowl had that play never happened the way it did. The push off and all that. So Dallas has their fingerprints over a lot of historic calls, good and bad, and now this one's another one. So, including the Detroit game. So yeah, calls or non-calls per se. That was a non-call. The Dallas one or the one in Minnesota was a non-call way back in the mid '70s. Yep. Yup. I've been saying that way too much at work lately, and a lot of people have fun with that. Yep. That's an inside-outside story. There I go again.
Hey, you just gave him the one yep just then.
Yep, a little. Okay. How about them?
How
about them Cowboys, though? How about them Cowboys?
Well, you know what? Yep is a lot better than, you know what I mean?
No, I hate that. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like endless, isn't it?
You know what I mean?
Yes, you
know what I mean?
Nah, mean. Yeah, mean. That one. Oh, so Sunday. No more Saturday football. No more college football on Saturdays.
Boss.
No more NFL football on Saturdays. And
nope.
Yep. This is it. January 18th at 3:05 p.m. Green Bay heads to Seattle. And after that, Indianapolis heads to New England. We'll probably start with the AFC, right? Because I'm guessing you have more opinions on the NFC.
Sure.
I'm guessing.
Yeah, for the most part.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to start? Or would you like me to get this one rolling?
Your Indianapolis Colts take on the New England Patriots. So I know Joey is leaning Patriots. Like you said, obviously the winner of this game.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, I'm not being devil's advocate, but I'm going to pick against you, Joey. I thought that the passing of the torch was last week of mediocrity.
Mediocrity to the next legend. Yep.
Mediocrity, playoff quarterbacking. I'm just laughing because I still find great pleasure in the old Indianapolis Colts beating Peyton Manning's new team. That man.
That's
but
got
anyways,
a sting, by the way, that's got a sting. Oh, that's got a sting.
but how good do the Colts feel about their decision right now, right? Because they were heavily criticized, but yet they win. But I'm still talking about last week's. Let's talk about this week's.
Move ever, yeah.
As much as I loved, I would love to see Danny Amendola get like 4 touchdowns in this game, win the game for him. That would be great. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think Andrew Luck's going to be too strong. I think that they're going to find a way on defense to shut down this passing attack by Tom Brady and company. I really like the Colts, man. I don't know what it is. I picked the Colts to go to the Super Bowl. I think was it last year or the year before? Yep. Was it last year?
Yes. I forget who you had them beating, but yeah, it might have been San Francisco or the Slackers. I don't know, but it was one of them. Yeah, I do remember. Yeah, it was one of them.
It was
of course.
Not the Packers. I'll tell you right now, it wasn't the damn Packers because I got to be on my deathbed. They'll be in the Super Bowl, and I will against them with my life on the line.
Oh, Saints. That's who it was. Saints. You had them winning a rematch. Yep. Wow, good memory, huh? You like that? Huh.
I like that. I think I'll keep you around for the memory, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
But yeah, so I like the Colts going to the Super Bowl here. I like them going in. It's going to be a tough road.
Oh yeah.
Geez, I mean, how do the Patriots keep on doing this? Like, you know, they roll into the regular season, and I have some friends that are Patriots fans, and they're so like cynical about it. They're so underestimating of their team. They're like, oh, we're gonna suck, you know. They lost their first game. Oh, they're gonna be terrible this year. Oh, they're 2-1 this season. Oh, they're gonna be like the Raiders this season. And then some way, somehow, they make the playoffs. They win a game, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, we're talking about Super Bowl victories, New England Patriots again. How long can this team do this? How long can they be in it? Is this just some magic sauce that Bill Belichick is sprinkling over the team like a fucking magic beanstalk here? Well, how long can this happen? Why does this happen? And more importantly, why can't this shit happen to our teams, Joey? Right?
I wish it could.
Why can't our teams be like always like, oh, well, you know, if they make it into the playoffs, you never know what happens. They might only have a 9-win season, but they could be a threat to win it all.
Yeah.
And it seems like every time with this damn team, and I'm really starting to think maybe it's the Bill Belichick effect or, you know, great. Like we were talking about, they seem to fit the right people in the right holes, and they don't have to be the A1 talent. They don't have to be the number 1 draft pick out of the draft.
Yeah, they're the...
But find a way.
Yeah, they're the San Antonio Spurs of football. Like, they literally, you know, it's the Frankenstein's project to this and that, and then, hey, it works out. They created a monster out of, just spare parts. Literally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
But even with all that said, I love the passing of the torch. The new kid on the block... New kid by having a few seasons under his belt now. I like the Indianapolis Colts to win this game. Joey, I know that you're totally against that, but I'm at least hoping for a close game, but I really do think that Indianapolis Colts make it to this year's Super Bowl.
Well, I mean, it's inevitable that it is going to happen. I just think this is not it just yet. I think the pieces are close, very close. But I just feel it's not quite there yet, and I really feel this is the last hurrah for the Patriots. This will be the last AFC Championship game, in my opinion. I could be way wrong because I thought last year was, and look at them now; they're better, and they're way better. But I do see them, like I was saying earlier, that they are the next Baltimore Ravens with a quarterback with better numbers than Flacco during the regular season. But now his postseason is emerging, and he's getting better in the postseason after losing in the first round, and then last year making the great comeback against the Chiefs, and then this time around just being flat better than than Manning and the Broncos and beating a defense despite having some trouble. I just see the Patriots as the better team right now. Being at home helps. It's not everything, obviously, because the Colts won on the road last week. The Cowboys should have, could have, should have, would have won on the road this week. The Carolina, I'm just kidding. Yeah, right. But no, the Colts, they have pieces. It's a possibility that they could get there. I think they would be. I'll leave that alone. I think they would be borderline. I don't know. I could be way off. I'm going to leave that alone. That's a whole different argument. Maybe we'll get to it if they do advance. But I just think it's the Patriots' year in a lot of ways. I mean, Brady's been on a mission since the third week of the season. They added pieces in the defense that are legit. Like I said last week, Darrelle Revis and such, especially. LeGarrette Blount has been a nice addition. No star, but it's a better running game than the Colts have, I think, right now. So, I just think the Patriots have more going on, and I just think they're more ready to advance in this one, ultimately. I mean, both teams have survived against good defenses in the first round, but the difference here is Brady was challenged much more than I thought. Brady was challenged much more than Andrew Luck was. I thought. I mean, it just seemed like Denver. There was just no energy. There was just no energy in that building. Whereas the Ravens, well, they win games on the road. They don't ever play at home anyway. So winning on the road to them is like, taking out the trash. It's not a challenge for them. So I just think Brady was tested more, challenged more in the postseason this year than Andrew Luck is at this point. And I just like the sample that I've seen of this year's version of Tom Brady versus Luck at this point. You're like, Joey, what the hell was that, right?
Joey.
I do like what I see here. I mean, Brady has just been unbelievable. I think he's the best quarterback this year, quite frankly. Like, no, Joe. I like the pieces.
No,
I mean,
I agree.
Yeah.
He's been really good and surprisingly good. Mm-hmm. But I just don't see him making it past this team.
Soon. I mean, the Colts. I think next year. Next year is the year they go. Right now, I do. I mean, that opinion can change, but it probably won't. I got a good feeling about the Colts going into next year. I think they're taking that next step. That's just how I look at it right now. I just see the Patriots. This is their year. This is their last hurrah.
The last. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's funny. I was just gonna say last hurrah.
Yeah. This is that's what it is. Their last hurrah, I think.
You're totally wrong, Joey.
Playoff, right?
No, it's all speculation at this point. And without really, I'm not really playing devil's advocate for the show or anything like that. I think that the Colts are gonna go to the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, and I mean, yeah, you've had the vibe for a couple of years, and there's nothing wrong with it because they're gonna get there. They're gonna get there. Is it this year or next year? Within the next year or two, the Colts will be in the Super Bowl at a bare minimum, if you know what I'm hinting at. They will at least get there.
Mm-hmm. I guess that.
And they will be sizing them up at some point. Within the next 3 years, Andrew Luck will be bearing ring. Yes. Will be ring bearer. Yep. At a young age.
Now it's time. Now it's time for the game that you've all been waiting for.
The two most hated teams in my whole life right now, but yep.
Joey, really, I wish that both teams could lose and, I don't know, put the Panthers back in, I guess. I don't know what to say, right?
Yeah, really, though. I mean, either Indianapolis or New England, I'll be backing, heavily over the other one.
I don't really give a shit about this one, right? I guess it would be nice here. Okay, let me preface this. Okay, it would be nice to see Green Bay Packers lose, but it also would be really nice to see the Green Bay Packers lose in the Super Bowl against the Indianapolis Colts
or the Patriots. Yep.
Which one's better? Yeah, or either or. I'll give you that. Either or. As long as they lose.
It'll be, oh my God.
As long as they lose one of these next two games, I'm good.
Yeah, you want to see it.
I don't really even care. I mean, Aaron, he's a pretty stand-up dude. But hey, I'm I'm a Bears fan, and F you.
Yeah, and he is a cocky SOB, Aaron Rodgers.
I'm tired. I'm tired of this crap. I'm tired of Green Bay Packers. I have another. Well, I won't say it here. I just.
I know what it is. I know what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
GGP.
Yeah.
Ah, Joey's trouble. Yep.
Anyways.
Well,
I think that any team in the NFC that can do it definitely could be the Seattle Seahawks. And hey, they're pretty tough to beat. You know, they've got a pretty good defense and a pretty good offense, and they're pretty tough to beat. So
yeah. Yep. No one's beating Seattle in their building again this year. Nope. It's not going to happen. It seems like everybody that goes there, maybe they survive for a little while. Maybe in San Francisco's case last year, they put up a fight of their life, but they still don't win the damn game. So I think Green Bay's chances of winning this one are very, it's not going to be, are very low. I think it's not going to be an easy game for Aaron Rodgers, and I think his lack of mobility, boy, it's going to kill him.
That's another thing.
It's going to kill him.
We need to find out more about his little twisted leg or whatever it is that he's got. And also that 12th man is not going to be forgiving over there in Seattle. Look out for that. And that's another thing, like, that team just kind of feeds off of that 12th man, which is really cool as a fan to, like, feel like you actually have something to do with this game, right? By them screaming their heads off and that being one of the most loudest stadium, that and Arrowhead, like the two loudest stadiums in the NFL. There's something to be said for that. And you know what? These fans love this team. They've been with this team through bad times, too.
Yeah.
Really bad, terrible, awful times. And just to see them succeed now, which is pretty cool, but I'm still like, I'm not really a fan of the Seahawks. I'm a fan at least 2 times a season of the Seahawks. That's when they're playing against the 49ers. So exactly, which is odd for, and no, it's really weird. This is really going to throw your fans off right here, Joey. I'm wearing a San Francisco Giants hat right now.
Oh, nice. Yes.
And I am a San Francisco Giants fan, but I cannot stand the 49ers. Now, I know that's weird, but hey, that's me.
It is what it is, right?
It is what it is.
I like the Twins. No, it's like the other way around. No, I'm kidding. No, I like the Twins enough. I'd still cheer for them over anybody, but I'm like a big Boston Red Sox fan too. Sorry. I like all the Boston teams though. I mean, New England, Boston, it's all of that. Yep. Celtics and Bruins and all that. Not that has anything to do with football necessarily, unless we're talking Patriots. But no, and that was my heart. That wasn't my heart talking as much in the AFC as my mind. I do really see the Patriots going. This game, I mean, Seattle, obviously, like you said, the offense and the defense, it's off the charts. Though I would love to see, regardless if Seattle wins or loses this game, regardless if I like Rodgers or not, which I don't care for him too much, even though you got to acknowledge the talent. There's no doubt about that. I would like to see him burn Mr. Big Mouth. I would love that. I would love to see a nice 70-yard bolt past him. I would love it.
How about a straight a 70-yard bolt, but it involves like a stiff arm?
Oh, wouldn't that be awesome?
For 20 yards.
Yes.
High stepped 20 yards. I would like that.
I would like that because there's one thing I don't like about. I mean. Every generation has had its cocky players and this and that, but this one is the worst I've ever seen, and this guy is the worst I've ever seen. Mr. Big Mouth, he is the worst. So,
wait a second.
No.
What about Deion Sanders?
Yeah, he was horrendous. Yeah, that's the funny part when you go back all the way back to that generation.
What about Deion, man? I mean, Deion was pretty bad, but you know what? He did back it up. I mean, that guy was fast. And you know what? Aaron Rodgers has kind of backed it up. I mean, he's a Super Bowl champ.
But the Mr. Big Mouth I mean, though, is Richard Sherman. When I say,
okay. I see what you mean.
I think he's he's got the biggest mouth of them all. And then Deion's right there with him, though. They're tied.
Deion's probably defending him on, the NFL Network or whatever it is that he works.
I mean, they're both they're both asses on the field without a doubt.
And ironically, the same damn position.
Of course, yep. Cornerbacks and receivers are the cockiest players on the field. They're all doing all the talking. So, yeah, I'd like to see Mr. Yeah, when I say Mr. Big Mouth, it's that guy, because his gums are flapping nonstop. So, I can't, yeah. One of the main reasons I don't like Seattle, but also it's the bandwagon effect. That's another huge turnoff for me. People that wouldn't know who Rick Meyer is, if he was standing right next to him and he was cloned like 90.
That's right. You mentioned Rick Meyer in the damn Facebook post.
Yep.
Like, if you don't know who Rick Meyer is, you're not a Seahawks fan.
No, he's too harsh.
Yep. Right? But you're not harsh. I mean, that's you. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, for the people that do know him and have been there all that time, okay, sure, I'll respect that.
If you survive, you cannot be a Seahawks fan unless you survived Rick Meyer, at least.
Mm-hmm. Or even people after that. I mean, losing to the Steelers in the Super Bowl. I mean, I respect that more than, like, I love this team. It's like, yeah, sure you do. I mean, yeah, you do love them now just because they're winning. Good. Right?
Yeah, now that they're winning, you like them, huh?
Yep. That's kind of annoying, because it's really common. I mean, the Cowboy fans were filled with that. You wouldn't believe how many San Francisco Giants hats were around in this town when they won the World Series.
And I'm not one of those.
Yeah, I'm not the real thing.
I've been a fan all my life. Okay,
yeah.
I've been going to Giants games since forever. I went to a game with Gary Carter playing against the Expos.
That's
man.
Awesome. I love that, and I love the Expos too.
I've suffered many years to get to this point. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. How many years? Yeah, I mean, 1989. Mm-hmm. Okay, I am also an A's fan coming from the East Bay, but I was, Giants are my number one team, so I was rooting for the Giants, and oh my God, they lose that game. 1954 and count.
Yeah, it took that long. Yep.
Ever. Hmm? And now it's like every other year they win.
Yeah, they are the world champions.
So I'm expecting an off season next year.
Yeah, it's kind of like back and forth. They're kind of like the Spurs, but maybe like less of a gap.
We need a left fielder and a third baseman because Panda decided to join the goddamn. Was it Red Sox or Yankees? One of the two.
That's my second favorite team. No, it's okay.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. Like, those are the two major markets. I know that we're getting way off track, but let me just finish the point.
Yeah, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. Like, those are the two biggest markets for baseball, and those are the two biggest markets where they earn money. At least they're putting that money back into the team.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but that just makes it so much better when a team that has $25 million roster beats a team that has $125 million roster. I love that. But
Very
anyways,
cool.
That's enough of that. That's baseball.
Home run. Okay.
We're here for.
Yeah, but I think Seattle's going to crack out some home runs, unfortunately, and I think, I mean, we should probably throw up some final scores here. I think, before we sign off at some point. New England? Oh, go ahead.
Indianapolis, New England. Yeah. Wow. Looking back at that Baltimore game, I think that I picked that to be a low score, like close game. I don't even remember who I picked. Baltimore. But anyways, I like Indianapolis to win this game. I'm going to say 27-21.
27-21 in favor of the Colts. Okay. I will go with. It's going to be a good, I mean, I think it's going to be a pretty good game. I'm going to go 31-27. Yeah. So basically, New England scores 10 more points and wins the game, basically. Which I could be way off because of the Colts defense. But hey, the Patriots defense is supposed to be pretty good too. It's just, I don't know. That was a phenomenon because it was a division. Actually, it wasn't a divisional game, but they're insanely familiar with each other. And when teams are insanely familiar with each other, weird stuff happens. You either get like 6-3 scores, or you get like 45-40, 41 type of scores. I mean, you get weird numbers. So I think this one's going to be 31-27. There's going to be some scoring again, but not quite like the Baltimore game. Seattle, Green Bay. Well, yes. Are you ready for a score on that one?
Go ahead.
You're like, Joey, you're fired.
Joey, you go.
Yeah, Seattle's going to score points because of this and that. Defense, and their offense is like magic, which I heard from someone,
Oh, it's magic.
Yeah.
You know. It's not a complete show unless I sing.
Yes. Oh, there it is. There
Just
it is.
saying.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, they're going to get it done. I don't know. I mean, it's like, who do I cheer for here? Neither. It's just, you just hope that the AFC wins, ultimately. Just get that game over with. We'll find out who it is. It's probably Seattle. Pardon me. And they're going to score 28. Green Bay is going to get 20. 28-20. And, yeah, New England, like I said, 31-27. New England and Seattle in the game of the games. Yes. The game of games.
So Green Bay, Seattle.
Yep.
I have Seattle, 31-13.
There it is. Yeah, it's going to be Seattle's going to score and Green Bay isn't, basically. Yep.
We just pulled a Madden moment right there.
Yep.
Now here's a team when they don't score they lose.
Yeah, really. Well, and it's like
and the other team scores they win.
Yep.
No shit, John.
No.
No
shit, Sherlock. But yeah, no. Ultimately, like Seattle's going to score a lot of points, and Green Bay's not going to score at all. Basically, that's going to be the theme of this one. They'll score a little bit, but nowhere near enough. They're going to get snuffed and all that. And they're going to get frustrated and all that. Rodgers is going to feel the pain of immobility unless his calf is destined to be 100% somehow.
He's going to pull a Favre and throw 4 interceptions. Keep him in there because he has a chance at it.
It could happen.
I'm banking on it.
It wouldn't surprise me, even though he's...
Another thing I failed to mention that I won a bet. I actually, for the first time in a long time, I actually bet that the Denver Broncos were going to lose last. I won.
There it is.
I straight won.
A lot of people thought they were going to win.
It wasn't for money. It was for like a lunch or whatever. I work graveyard, so it's actually a dinner. So I actually, so I won. I win. My win.
That's good. Yep. I mean, and it's a good call. It was a good call. You picked a team that's on the rise versus a quarterback that never wins in the playoffs. I mean, it's a good call.
A coworker predicted Denver to go to the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, I mean, hey, Sebastian Ball said Denver all the way. Look at him.
Oh, Sebastian, you poor bastard.
Did you see what I wrote? I just wrote nope. Like I'm mean, aren't I? No, I mean I just didn't.
You should know better, bro. You should know, Sebastian. You should know, right?
Last year was the year.
You looked at the stats, right? You looked at his whole career, man. He's had 1 year. His whole career. Oh my God, we're backpedaling.
Oh, and last year was the year. That's the whole point. Last year was the year. They're not going to get another one. Yep.
The window is closed, just like it did on the Vikings. Sorry, Joey.
Yeah.
But the window had closed. Now it's like
it's closed. It is closed. Yep.
What's next? What quarterback are you going to try to steal now, John Elway? Who are you going after?
No.
Flacco?
No. Baltimore. He's inked for a while, which is good. They'll get watch Baltimore have some more dramatic playoff games in the future. I'm guessing it'll be fun to watch. New England's just that much smarter, I think. They're just smart. Yes. Yeah, we didn't even touch on the crazy stuff going on in that one where ultimately he just, the substitutions and moving confused the Baltimore Ravens. That helped too, and I got to think stuff like that's going to help the Patriots get her done later. We'll see, though. We'll see. We'll talk about the Super Bowl when it happens, if they're there or not. Yeah, somebody's going to be there. And Seattle's probably a shoo-in, but I think the other two are, it's going to be good.
It is the bittersweet time to be a football fan. The season is coming to an end, but yet the games that are on TV are so fantastic. Even if they're not your teams, these are going to be fantastic games to watch. I can't wait.
Without a doubt. I can't wait either. It's going to be fun, and I can't think of anybody I would rather do the show with next week. Yes, I can't think of anybody else.
Let's do it again.
Let's do it again.
I love doing it, Joey. I love being on this show. It's so much fun.
Thank you so much. And like I said last year, too, I got to have you on more often than just like here and there. I got to have you more often. I mean, the playoffs is always a guarantee, but, and the season preview should be a guarantee, too, hopefully. Provided we're, in contact and all that, with this and that, phones and this and that deal.
Definitely, man. Definitely. I am, anytime our schedules can line up, let's do it. I'm down.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I agree. The schedules just, as long as they line up, we're good to go. Looks like we're finding some decent times here, though, and glad we're able to pull this up tonight. Thank you so much.
Most definitely. Joey, once again, thank you for having me on. I've really enjoyed myself. And Peyton Manning lost last week, so I'm a happy camper, man.
Yep. And it's fun being right. It's fun. It's fun. We'll see if I go undefeated this year. Yes. I'm still undefeated. We'll see.
All we need is Green Bay to lose one of these next 2 weeks, and it'll be the perfect season at least. Well, kind of.
It'll help a little bit.
Perfect. As close perfect as we can have is both of our teams not making the playoffs. You know what I mean?
It's close. Yep. It's the next best thing. It is the next best thing.
That it is.
So with that, we will get to the fan interaction, and it should be fairly brief, and it will be fairly brief. So just letting everybody know. Yep, get on that Facebook and all that. But yeah, you'll hear that in the jingle. Thanks again, Dylan, and we will be back to talk about what you guys have to say. Winter and snow are back again. Nothing tastes better this time of year than Vanilla Bean Buffalo Sweat by Tall Grass Beer from Manhattan, Kansas. This Vanilla Bean edition of Buffalo Sweat literally warms your innards in this outstanding stout with that warming vanilla kick. Don't forget to try 8-Bit Pale Ale, the official beer of this podcast. When you see Pac-Man licking his chops, you found an amazing can and an even better beer. Check out the many other wonderful beers Tallgrass offers on their website at www.tallgrassbeer.com. Use their beer locator to see what's available in your area. You can follow Tallgrass on Twitter at TallgrassMN and like them on Facebook. Simply search for Tallgrass, Minnesota. Tallgrass Beer, bringing people together over a beer since 2007.
Do you shop on Amazon? Did you know that you can support this podcast just by doing your normal shopping on Amazon? It's really easy to do. Just go to thesportstuff.com and click on one of the many Amazon pictures. Do your normal shopping, and Amazon sees that we referred you, and they give us a percentage. We'd like to thank you in advance for supporting thesportstuff.com, and please use our Amazon link. Now enjoy the rest of the show.
We are going round.
Too busy to sit in front of a computer? Simply download Purple Mafia on iTunes for Apple devices. For Android, download the Double Twist app, and for Windows and BlackBerry phones, simply find us in the store. And now, back to Palladino Joey. Contact us and support Purple Mafia by liking us on Facebook and following us on Twitter. Don't forget to call into our phone lines at 209-736-7877. That's 209-736-7877. And we are back here on Purple Mafia. Time for the fan interaction segment. Man, oh man, what a playoff weekend it was indeed. But let's interact with you guys out there, the fans of Purple Mafia and the fans of Minnesota Vikings and of the NFL, without a doubt. Really appreciate all of you. As always, I pick up where we left off, and that's where, I post up where I posted the newest show. Usually a couple of comments, what people had to say about it. And, yep, there are some nice things people had to say. I had to fix something. I was mentioning that at one point, but luckily everything's okay. The audio would have been pretty screwed up, so I'm glad that was fixed. Gerald String saying, great show as usual, Joey. You guys were a little hard on my donkeys, though. They've always been my second team, so I gotta pull for them. I think their big chance was last year, though, and really blew it big time. I hate to admit it, but I agree with your take on the Patriots. Brady just looks like he's on a mission right now, so we'll see. I'm afraid the Broncos are only the fourth best team left in the AFC. but you never know. Like they say, that's why they have to play the games. Go Broncos. And yeah, unfortunately for the Broncos, it just wasn't their year. And last year was their window of opportunity, and it just did not work out. And they ran into a freight train. Regardless if you like the Seattle Seahawks or not, they were a freight train, and they still are right now. We'll see what happens against the Packers next week in Seattle, ultimately. But yeah, I mean, it looks like last year was their 1 year window to get to the Super Bowl. In fact, the year before too, but they ran into Baltimore, and this time around, Indianapolis Colts and New England Patriots, kind of a classic matchup between those two. Used to be Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. Well, last year it was Peyton Manning and Tom Brady yet again. I mean, they played each other so many times in the AFC Championship game. This time, Tom Brady will go against Andrew Luck. That will be very, very interesting, without a doubt. Kind of a passing of the torch, just like me and Dylan said. Crazy just to think 8-0. 8-0 in the postseason, my predictions. I've never done this good, and I'm hoping to God that I'm right all the way. It would be very cool. Not that I want Seattle to win the AFC or the NFC or anything, but then again, I don't want Green Bay to win the NFC either. I don't like either team. I wish they could both lose and then the Patriots win the Super Bowl, just like that. Wouldn't that be cool? Well, yeah, doesn't work that way. So, yeah, three more to go there. Mark Carlson says it's great to have the CEO of the sports stuff on the show to talk January football. You two seem to pair well. It was enjoyable to listen to and had me laughing a few times as well. I really like the Ravens, but it's hard to picture them downing the Pats. Thanks also for the update on Viking news. House cleaning underway. Any updates on Barr? I want him back as part of the Minnesota defense that will lead the league. And of course he'll be back and all that good stuff. He's just recovering, basically. There's really been no news on the Minnesota Vikings. That's why this is a 2-segment show. There's really been no news. I mean, at most it would be like bottom of the sports page minutia type of stuff, like somebody went ice fishing or something. Stuff like that. I mean, there's really no major Viking news right now. And if anything does pop up during the release of this show, I deeply apologize that I just didn't get it on here. But as of right now, there's really nothing to talk about with the Vikings. We're stable with the coach. Adrian, well, that's in limbo. We'll see what happens. I kind of doubt we're going to get DeMarco Murray or anything, but he certainly didn't help the Cowboys with the fumble, yet he did help him with the running and the touchdowns. Oh, Dallas. Painful day that's going to haunt them for a while. They were so close. So close. It's going to be one of those crazy games that's going to bug those guys for a while. I mean, Tony Romo, man. What an effort today, without a doubt. So, on to continuing here when I said, just picked up Zombie Monkey at the St. Louis Park Liquor Barrel for only $4. Wow. Yeah, at St. Louis Park Liquor Barrel off of Excelsior. I'm not sure how many people ultimately live close enough to go there, but man, my goodness, I'm sure they're still in stock because it was a pretty big chunk of them. I mean, it was tons and tons of them. They were stacked up, a big monster stack, $4 for a 4-pack of Zombie Monkey. Can't beat it, and that's what I told the people there. You can't beat it. I mean, that's worth it. And when I said today regarding the Dallas Cowboys and Green Bay Packer game, I merely mean Sunday. I do apologize for saying today. It actually was Sunday, so it's just coming out wrong. So apologize for that. And I was talking about the winner of this game wins the Super Bowl, Patriots versus Ravens. This was the take I wanted to say on last week's show. I was too excited to say it. I never even did. Unbelievable. Yeah, I apologize. You guys kind of got the gist that I'm picking the Patriots to win the Super Bowl. Yes, I am picking the Patriots to win the Super Bowl. But I didn't even mention that it was going to be the Patriots or the Ravens that would go on to win the Super Bowl. Because usually in the second round, somebody emerges, and it's like one of those type of situations where the winner of this game is going to go on to win the whole thing. Just like New York Giants and Packers. It's like one of those is going to go on and win the Super Bowl. Kind of year ended up being the Giants. 1 year was Baltimore and Tennessee. Baltimore went on, won the Super Bowl way back in 2000. That was absolutely a dead-on pick. Last year it was Seattle, and without a doubt it was Seattle and San Francisco. The winner of that game wins the Super Bowl. Yeah, without a doubt, the winner of that game would have won the Super Bowl. San Francisco was a tip pass away from old Mr. Big Mouth. Mr. Big Mouth and Little Big Mouth, I guess, because Crabtree was talking too. So, Little Big Mouth couldn't come through. Mr. Big Mouth, Big Mouth came through. So, unfortunately there. Yeah, voila. So, it drew some conversation with that take. Sebastian Ball simply saying, no way, Denver all the way. Well, last year was their chance, Sebastian, and there's no denying the talent of the Denver Broncos. The defensive side of the ball is outstanding. I mean, Fox is a great coach. He really is. His defensive ability is fantastic. He really proved himself over the years with the Carolina Panthers and, of course, with the Broncos. A massive upgrade over Mike underachieving Shanahan. Mike Terrell Davis is my running back, so I guess I'll win the Super Bowl. Shanahan. I've never really liked the Broncos since John Elway, retired. I loved the Broncos with John Elway, and especially with Terrell Davis. Oh, my God. And just seeing them in those orange uniforms brings you back to the days of Terrell Davis and stuff running the ball. Man. Oh, Terrell. I miss Terrell Davis, and that really sucked when he had that ACL right after their second straight Super Bowl championship. But unfortunately, there was no John Elway. They've had some okay quarterbacks along the way. Of course, Jake Plummer had some really nice years. Ultimately led to nothing, though. Kind of an underachieving team. Regular season, they've had some good records, but then they do nothing in the playoffs. And then, of course, Jay Cutler was good for a little while there. And now, of course, Peyton Manning has had them as extreme contenders. Kind of like a 09 Viking type team that is really good, but unfortunately just didn't get it done. It's too bad. They got to the Super Bowl at least, but that wasn't even worth going to that Super Bowl because it was just a complete joke. The Patriots wouldn't have won last year either, but they will win this year over the Seattle Seahawks. That's correct. Anyhow, where was I going? I went on way too long, over 5 words there by Sebastian. 6 words by Sebastian. Yeah, Baltimore, as Dylan likes to keep saying. Mark Carlson saying Baltimore was leading and then nuts. Hey, the Pats almost blew it, having 14 seconds on the clock. A deep Hail Mary by Flacco was very exciting. That was an awesome game, Mark. I mean, there were 2 phenomenal games this weekend and 2 not so much. The Seattle one was garbage. That was an unwatchable. Even though Carolina was hanging in for a while, you just knew Seattle was going to win that game. And they did. And Indianapolis, you kind of had an idea they were going to win the game most of the time, too. Manning just wasn't good enough. And luck-wise, basically, that's pretty much what sums that one up. Gerald String saying, I was pulling for the Ravens, so maybe the Broncos could have another home game if they win today, which will be enough in itself. That was a classic yesterday. Hope the Super Bowl this year is even close to that competitive. I hope so, too, Gerald. I hope so, unless, of course, it's the Patriots blowing out the Seahawks. That would be freaking awesome, but I'm guessing it won't quite go that way. I don't think so. I think it's going to be one hell of a game, probably very similar to the Baltimore one, with hopefully the Patriots coming out on top. And I do think, yes, the Baltimore Ravens would have won the Super Bowl if they got past the Patriots. I'm that convinced that Baltimore is a team of destiny, and I do think New England is a team of destiny this year. I've just got that vibe. Mark Carlson saying it's Sunday, 11:45 a.m. Let the losing begin. Bye-bye, Cowboys. Well, you got your wish. And Sebastian saying, I have a scary feeling my 2 most hated teams will face another next Sunday. Yeah, we'll face each other next Sunday. That means Seattle and Green Bay, I do believe. And yeah, it happened. And Dallas played a whale of a game. They just didn't win. And it's just a damn shame. It really is. Oh, it's just a damn shame. So let's check the Twitter. In fact, actually, I do believe there's nothing going on Twitter this week. I'm going to check again real quick just in case. Oh, yeah, there's a little bit during the postseason and such. No Viking related this week. Sorry, it's just a football show this time. It's still Purple Mafia, but I want to talk playoffs, man. I mean, why talk about random Viking minutia when we can talk postseason football? What would you rather talk about, random Viking minutia? Chad Greenway went ice fishing, or Adrian Peterson's, wants to sue the NFL, or Mike Zimmer, packed his bags and went to Lake Mille Lacs. I mean, whatever, I mean, not that happened. I'm just making it up, but just saying, what if it did? Who cares? Good for him, Good for him. I don't care what they do off the field as long as it's legal and honest and all that good stuff, and it doesn't hurt their career. I hope to God it doesn't hurt their career. Yeah, like if it's Johnny Manziel, then I care a little bit, but still, I'd still rather talk playoff football than even want to hear what Johnny Manziel's doing. I don't even want to know. It's just screw that garbage. Justin in Rochester. Speaking of like off the field bull crap, Katy Perry. I'm not looking forward to no halftime show. I've been boycotting Super Bowl halftime shows for years because I'm sick of all these overhyped, over glitzy celebrities. I always turn halftime off because I'm just that kind of guy. Call me a dork, call me an ass. I am who I am, doggone it. And I was telling Katy Perry, go away. Justin in Rochester saying that is true, but you know you would. Yeah. And I know what he means right there. And of course, I'm sure most of you know what he meant. And it's like, yeah, sure, okay, whatever. But still don't like her music or anything, though, or really what she represents, to be quite honest. Anyhow, Chris Sims, at Chris Sims, unfortunately not the New York Giants quarterback, but it's okay. He says, don't you just hate it? When I was talking about, I was saying Flacco, in fairness, is a postseason monster. He was saying, don't you just hate it? And yeah, it's like, yeah, the Patriots are my second favorite team, but I actually kind of like the Ravens, though. And he's saying, ouchie, that's even worse because how I like the Patriots. He's saying Eli may suck, but he has Brady's numbers for sure. Yeah, I mean, the two scariest teams for the New England Patriots are the Giants and the Ravens. The Ravens are the second scariest because the Patriots had beaten the Ravens before. In fact, back in 2011 when they went to the Super Bowl, to play the Giants again, they beat the Ravens but couldn't beat the Giants that year. They beat the Ravens by a little bit. My Cundiff missed the field goal that would have tied it, and then John Harbaugh said that's bull bleep, that's BS, as he missed the shot, and Cundiff was cut the next morning. Yeah. Obviously, John Harbaugh, not a happy camper about that one. I don't think he felt too good about this one either, but yeah, it was a hell of a game. My goodness, one of the best games of the playoffs. First round totally sucked. Second round, pretty good for the most part. But yeah, he has Brady's number. It was more even the defense that had Brady's number, though, per se. But yeah, Eli is a winner once he gets in the postseason and he's on the road. He is an absolute bleeping winner. So that was a good conversation with myself and Chris Sims. I don't know if he listens. I hope he does, because I think he should get a star of some kind. Skolny, at Roger Skolny, he's making fun of Roger Goodell there, saying the offensive coordinators think they're being clever when they do that, but really they're being reckless and stupid. And yeah, that was on that 4th and 1, the fateful 4th and 1 play. That probably could and should have been a go-ahead touchdown. A play that could have led to a go-ahead touchdown because he would have been down on the 1 yard line, that being Des Bryant. Illuminati symbol or not, he didn't do one on today's game or anything. Hopefully he doesn't do it again. But, yeah. On that, 4th and 1, and you're throwing to the sidelines on a very low percentage play. Des Bryant made what looked like a great catch, but unfortunately the referees didn't keep it that way after Mike McCarthy challenged the play. Mike McCarthy won the challenge. That was his first victory on the challenge this whole season. 0 for 5 before that. Unfortunately, at the most opportune time for the Packers and most inopportune time for the Dallas Cowboys, that Mike McCarthy finally got a break on a challenge. Not that he deserved it or anything. Yeah. Well, that about wraps it up. Mostly just favorites and retweets, and I appreciate you guys out there. And I apologize for the cursing and going ape bleep on Twitter. But what do you expect in an emotional playoff game against teams you hate and teams that you love going at it? I don't love the Cowboys, but I like this version of the Cowboys way better than I've liked any other Cowboy team for the most part. I don't really like Des Bryant. I think he's kind of cocky a little bit. But Tony Romo is a class act. Regardless if he sucks in the playoffs, he's a class act. So kind of sad about that. And, of course, you have the situation with Green Bay's as cocky as it gets. Seattle's cocky. I don't know. Just a bunch of BS. So I probably should wrap things up there. I've got too much energy right now. And can you blame me? I mean, after a weekend like this, my goodness. Really want to thank you all for listening. And I want to, before I talk about iTunes, I should probably start passing out some stars before hell freezes over here. Well, we're gonna give the first. They're gonna give the Bronze Star to Mark Carlson. He's gonna get the Bronze Star. Silver Star to Gerald String. And the Gold Star is going to go to Chris Sims. Chris Sims on Twitter is going to get the Gold Star. So hopefully you're listening. It wouldn't be the first time that I've given out a Gold Star to somebody that doesn't even listen to the show, but hopefully he is. And I like the conversation and all that back and forth. It was kind of fun. Nice to have a little talk and meet some new people on here. Really appreciate that. Maybe he does listen, maybe not. I've had conversations with him before, but Chris, here it is. Gold Star, number 1 for you. Thank you again, everybody. Thank you again for listening to this show. And please do give Purple Mafia a nice positive rating on iTunes. It would be greatly appreciated. I want to thank all of you for taking your time during the week to listen to this show and to tweet me and message me and all that good stuff. You guys are just the greatest. I mean, I can't put into words how much I appreciate all of you. And I'm so glad that the playoffs were much better in the divisional round, and that's what I expected, without a doubt. Sometimes the wild card weekend sucks. Sometimes it's good. There's always at least one or two good games out of the 4. This year there was just one for the most part. But the second round, well, there were 2 great games, one mediocre game and one awful game. So there you go. Go Patriots, go Patriots, go Patriots. That's all I'm cheering for from here on out. I don't like the Seahawks at all. I don't like the Packers at all. I don't really care for the Colts, even though they're a nice story. AFC all the way, baby. But Patriots, highly prefer them over the Colts, but I would cheer for the Colts over the Seahawks or the Packers without a bleeping doubt. My 2 least favorite teams in the NFC and in the NFL are in the NFC Championship game. What a surprise. Go Patriots. That's all I gotta say. Go Patriots, go Patriots, go Patriots. And of course, go Vikings, go Teddy Bridgewater, go Mike Zimmer, go Anthony Barr. The weather's going to be a little up and down this upcoming week. So, warm, cold, but, well, to most people we'd call it cold. To me, I call it warm and cold. If it's 30-something, it's warm. Yeah, it's going to be, it's going to get interesting, though, next weekend. It might be snowing and messy. Well, it would have been if it was in Green Bay, but, well, Carolina isn't going to be going there, so, yeah. Seattle, I'm sure it'll be raining or doing something messy and mushy. We'll see what Aaron Rodgers can do. I don't know what's going to happen against that pass attack and all that craziness. But anyhow, got to give it a rest. Want to thank you again all for listening, and take care.